Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning to you all. And I welcome you all to this early Wednesday morning broadcast. My name never changes, still remain. Amanda Neze speaking from the platform of Okute Daily Talk. Well, I'm here again this morning with another different talk show. And I'm here behind your microphone, our microphone, and the microphone. That's all the thing take be. In fact, the headlines I have here this morning, my dear, I don't even have the mind or the power to shout because it is really getting out of hand. Make gonna hear the first headline we have here before we can be able to analyze the news to our own understanding. Unknown gunmen attack Enugu police station, cut away arms. When I see this matter now, where we say unknown gunmen, that is what the news carry. The news platform or the media house that carry this in is Daily Post. This is a well-known newspaper in Nigeria. But I can categorically tell you that tomorrow this news will be overturned. When the enemies of the land, the enemies of Biafra land, they will tweet this news now and tell you that this one is IPOB and ESN. Just mark my word. Go to the word and write it. Today's date is what? Today happens to be 19th, if I'm not mistaken. Today is 19th of July, right? 2023. Mark it. Before the end of today, you will see this news again where they will twist it and tell you that IPOB and ESN attack a police station and cut away arms. Well, let us proceed because this one is just one of the iceberg. Fierce battle in Asaba as army, police, DSS gun down IPOB and ESN fighters. Where have ESN and IPOB are fighting people in Delta State? This one, the headline now they bring it. This one is coming from NigeriaNews.com. It's all about Nigeria. So whatever that happens now, whether from the southeast or anywhere around that Delta or Benin, they will tell you that it is IPOB. Well, I am not here to defend anybody, but I'm trying to let you people know that IPOB have become a world. IPOB have become a superstars now. Anything I got to do with that name, IPOB now is a superstar. If you want your newspaper to sell, put IPOB there, my dear brothers. That's all people go to drop in to know what they say or what they do. So that is why you see this NigeriaNews.com, they are always a controversial side of it. How can you say army and police? I mean, not only army, they are police, army, DSS, man o' war, NCDC, and the rest of other, what do they call them? Other security personnel. All of them gather. Come fight IPOB. They say they are only 5 people. Then all of these people, that means IPOB now is more powerful than the Nigerian security architecture. I salute on the fake news. Anyway, this one is not the end though. I told you people that the headlines today, even me myself, I even get tired of reading the news because look at what is happening. DSS now, DSS, the almighty DSS, let me say, now them be the all and all when they come to in terms of investigation and anything that got to do with security of lives and property in the country. That same DSS now is mocking a lawyer simply because that lawyer is speaking on behalf of this suspended and detained CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele. More gonna hear what in DSS talk. Even to the extent of tweeting it on their own verified handle. And people are shouting. People are talking. They don't care. IPOB now have become that even if you go out there now as a lawyer or anything that do, if you do anything now, even if you don't involve IPOB now, they will begin to call you, stigmatize you. Look at this IPOB man. I'm not going to hear what they talk. DSS mocks Biafra lawyer. Claims Emefiele may be IPOB member. This one is just a tip of the iceberg. Just wait to hear until you hear the final headline we have here. Nigerians react as DSS links suspended CBN governor to IPOB. Well, when I come back to read this news, I'm very, very sure, and I encourage you and urge you to please, if you start this news, read it, just watch it and listen it to the end. You will learn a lot of things, and you will know exactly why people like me are always shouting that this country can never be won. You cannot tell me that if you are an Igbo man now and you become a lawyer, you went out there to defend your client, which you are being paid for to do. They will turn it against you and begin to call you, even the person you are defending. Even if that person having nothing to do with IPOB now, they will link that person to IPOB. Now they have linked Emefiele now to IPOB simply because somebody Okpara, because that name is an Igbo guy and a lawyer for that matter, is defending Emefiele. Now they have turned it and said Emefiele now is part of IPOB. Even said they link him now that they are charging him for terrorism for supporting IPOB. In what way? I don't understand. How can Emefiele be supporting IPOB? Where is the IPOB said tomorrow that assist scratching for money to do things that they need to do with money? Then the central bank governor will be a supporter of ESN, and we are lacking. It is never done. We're gonna just wait. I'm coming back with the real news. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like my content. Most importantly, please share this message. Not simply because I want to get more views or whatever it is. No, any message that got to do with any message of this type, you need to share it because a lot of people need to hear it, and it need to get to some people, like somebody like Michael Zekome need to see this. But this is absurd. DSS of all people now have turned to partisan security personnel, touting a lawyer that is defending their own. And you people come out and tell me now, and we hear somebody shouting, "Oh, one Nigeria, that one Nigeria, Ogu lo magba." Anybody will come and talk one Nigeria for my ear? No, Ogu go punish that person. May we continue with our news. I beg you, may we leave all these sentiments. A divisional police station in Isuzu, local government area of Enugu State, they don't come under attack by unknown gunmen early Tuesday morning. Although no officer was reportedly killed during the attack, one of them was said to have been shot and is currently receiving treatment at unknown location. The gunmen also succeeded in cutting away arms and ammunition. A local hinted that the assailants stormed the unfenced police station at about 2 a.m. with a Toyota Sienna bus, shooting, release Martin Nnamdi Kanu, Isiam, no Nnamdi Kanu, no peace. They don't carry him go. If I tell you categorically, believe me, either you believe it or you leave it. Government is the one that do this. When I still remember during the time of prison break, that unknown government, that is when unknown government started in Imo State, that when they went and break the prison in Imo State, that operation lasted for almost 3 to 4 hours. No single police personnel or army. From there to Obinze, what do they call it? Military barrack. It's not far. That's a stone throw of over 30 to 40 minutes drive. But these people was there. They do this thing completely 3 to 4 good hours until they free all the whole hardened criminals they have in mind for that operation and left. It is not up to complete 6 hours. They then Inspector General of Police came out and said it is IPOB. No any investigation, nothing was carried out. He said it is IPOB that did that. Now you have seen that thing, this thing that happened in Enugu State now, they have already attributed it to IPOB. That they are shouting, "No Nnamdi Kanu, no peace. No Nnamdi Kanu, no peace." So what are they doing in a police station? To go there to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If these people are really working for IPOB and they want to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what stops them from going to DSS Abuja and go there and exercise their anger there and say, "No Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no peace"? This is completely what I called the federal government of Nigeria have taken over this IPOB agitation. They have taken it over. You people keep watching now what is going to happen from now on. Any attack or whatsoever now, there must be a mention of the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to attribute it to the IPOB or ESN. Believe it or leave it. These people that went for this heat, I can categorically and even bet my life that these people are being sent by the government, and they will announce that name in the hearing of the police so that tomorrow, anywhere IPOB gather now, they will say, "Oh, look at these people. They are the one that come to attack us and cut away our arms." Make on a wait to hear the main real deal. They came through Eha Amufu and left through the same axis. These people came through Eha Amufu, and the issue we're having in that Eha Amufu is being the headers attack. The Fulani headers or their foot soldiers or whatever is being called are the one that make Eha Amufu being at least being on alert almost all the time. They are the one that sacked them. Sacked over 70,000 people that are living in that very community. And they are coming through through Benue. Because Benue and Enugu State, Amufu, they have common boundary. And I am sure that these people are being sent by the so-called Fulani government of Nigeria to come and participate that act and be shouting, release Mazen Nandekano, no Mazen Nandekano, no peace. Make gonna do what? Make gonna watch out what? That is why I keep saying that EPA have to be extra careful on announcing it at home. Because once he announces it at home, this government will hijack it. And everything that's going to happen, they will be the one to go and attack people, and they will be the one to come out and say, look at what IPOP have done. EPA have to be guided. That is my watchword. While I know they finish. They came through Amufu and left through that same axis. But it is not possible they got to Amufu township or cross to Nkalago. Otherwise, they would have been encountered by the soldiers in that area. It's possible they were through Aguamed to Benue State. That is what I said. To Benue State. And these are Fulanis. The source said the Enugu State Police Public Command is here to issue a statement on the reported attack. Fierce battle in Asaba as an army, police, DSS gunned down IPOP and ESN fighters. A joint security team comprising operatives of the 63 Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Police, and the Department of State Service, DSS, have neutralized only 2 indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network. That is where all these people gathered, IPOP and ESN fighters, and arrested 5 others. Nigerians report that this occurred after a fierce encounter at Fuji Junction in Asaba, Delta State. The shootout was confirmed in a statement on Tuesday by Nigerian Army spokesperson Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu. The Army stated that the encounter on Monday allowed distress calls that the community was under attack by the terrorists. Now, they keep on calling IPOP and Biafra terrorists. Even when the international community has said, no, you cannot proscribe these people simply because they are agitating for self-determination. Oh, well, I know they finish. The statement said, the combined troops swiftly responded and the terrorists succumbed to the overwhelming firepower of the troops after 2 of their members fell in the firefight that ensued while the survivors fled to their hideout around Okpanam River. The gallant troops, in pursuit of the fleeing criminal elements, successfully trailed them to their enclave in a house around Okpanam River where they were nabbed. The troops also recovered 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 pump-action semi-automatic rifle, 15 live cartridges, 1 AK-47 rifle magazine, and Baofeng radio receiver. Nwachukwu noted that the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Taoreed Labaja, commended the combined troops for their effort. He urged them to sustain the synergy as they restore peace and tranquility in the region. The statement added, we implore members of the public to continue to cooperate with the security agencies by providing the actionable information to support their operation to tackle security challenges. So they are quick to respond to this, but people are keep dying in Mangu, local government area of Plateau State. On our way down, if you say this on a security fighting, or don't politicize them. Okay, make sure say who on the flush for the southeastern region now the offenders, not innocent Biafran people or innocent Igbos. DSS, mock Biafra lawyer, claims Emefiele may be IPOB member. The Department of State Service, DSS, on Tuesday mocked a legal practitioner, Maxwell Okpara, for dragging the agency to court. Nigerian News report that Okpara and other lawyers have filed a contempt of court charge against the DSS and its Director General, Yusuf Bichi, over the continued detention of suspended Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele. According to the lawyers, the criminal charge against the DSS boasts was as a result of a violation of multiple judgments and orders of the courts directing the release of the suspended Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele from the custody of the agency. Led by Maxwell Okpara and Ahmed Tijani, the lawyers are praying that the court commit Bichi to prison until he purges himself of the contempt. In their motion filed before the court for the issue of Form 48 and Form 49, the lawyer said, by the judgment and orders of the Justice M.A. Hassan, Justice Hamza Muazu, and Justice Bello Kawu, the DSS DG ought to have released Emefiele from detention. In the affidavit in support of the application, the consortium deposed to the fact that Justice M.A. Hassan restrained the respondent in that suit, particularly the DSS, from arresting, detaining, or interrogating Emefiele for offenses connected to terrorism financing, money laundering, round-tripping, financial crimes of national security dimension, among others. Reacting in a series of posts on its Twitter handle, the DSS questioned the rationale behind the court case, wondering whether Emefiele is part of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. And at the hearing, describing Okpara as a Biafra agitator and charge and bail lawyer, the DSS slammed him for defending the suspended CBN governor. So the lawyers cannot do their work now simply because he is an Igbo man. God have mercy. And that is how Nigeria will become a one country, Abi. I doubt that. Hey, not even now, not ever. The agency wrote, charge and bail over zealous, uninformed IPOB and ESN lawyer Maxwell Okpara mobilizes other like-minded lawyers against DGSS. Futile efforts. Where Nigerians beware, this is in bad faith, transferred aggressions. A Biafran Republic agitator and outlawed IPOB, according to them, counsel defending the suspended CBN governor. Is IPOB defending one of theirs? What a contradiction. What is the connection? Is someone telling us something? May Maxwell be properly educated on the points of law, please, according to DSS. That is how they say. And let us see the reactions of people as Nigerians react. DSS links suspended CBN governor to IPOB. Department of State Service Media reacted to the outburst of the Twitter handler of Department of State Service on Tuesday, 18 July 2023. Nigerian News report that the secret police, in a series of tweets, mocked a legal practitioner, Maxwell Okpara, for dragging the agency to court. This is coming after Okpara and the other lawyers had filed a contempt of court charge against the DSS and its Director General, Yusuf Bichi, over the continued detention of suspended Central Bank of Nigeria Governor CBN Godwin Emefiele. Describing Okpara as a Biafra agitator and charge and bail lawyer, the DSS slammed him for defending the suspended CBN governor, according to them. Well, let us take a swipe on what people said about it in the inciting tweets by the secret police. Stirred uncomfortable reactions from Nigerians who were shocked by the language of the DSS. Almighty DSS. Emphasis on Almighty DSS. The letter fall for cheap blackmail. Below are their reactions. IPC Justice wrote, this statement from the DSS, an intelligence agency, shows lack of intelligence. They are no more intelligence. To say the least, it contains inflammatory and divisive language filled with bias and hate. It is very unprofessional, and we are utterly shocked by its production. Ismail Oladepo wrote, Omo, Nigeria ti wo one chance. Hey, we don't enter one chance. A whole DSS handle tweeting like Agbero. My brother, what do you expect now? No be Agbero, they lead them. The clutter, Sister PH wrote, handler forget to sign into his troll account because the force of bigotry was too high in his veins, because this is a complete ethnic bigotry and nothing more. Dr. 3WAF wrote, the level of incompetence and ignorance portrayed by the old people cause of their unending greed is so alarming. We give them room to entertain us, because normally their offices for don't get crowd by now. But the ones who still get food never reach ground zero. So let us endure. Shame on all of us. Exactly. Because the youths are busy sleeping. They are waiting now for new version of Big Brother Nigeria. Everybody, the ones who are supposed to protest on all this kind of nonsense, all of them are on colors. The youth are, the men are, the boys are on colors. While the girls are, all of them are went into prostitution. That is, they call it hook up. Well, I know they finish. The Clotter sister again wrote, in a normal country, the person should be sanctioned. But over here, they will just construct one incredible lie to explain this way. Akubuzu, watching Emene wrote, Igbos have actually suffered in this country. Anything now is IPOB. But they have prominent Igbos in their respective offices, while the APC offices. Why are they not calling them IPOB? Ethnic bigotry everywhere. Very unprofessional, according to King Zeus. Better idiot to imagine this kind of thing. You can only see this kind of flaws from our security agencies. United States Secret Service no fit lose guard like this. Mumu people everywhere, according to King Zeus. Queen replying, pressure Tiwa at Adeyemi, yes, if I'm not mistaken, Adeyemi replying attitude. We need total political rebirth in Nigeria. Nigeria need to reset to default settings before things get out of hand. Dr. Chibuzo watching Emero wrote, Yoruba Ronu Group have finally taken over the security infrastructure of Nigeria. I thought we only had the Yoruba Ronu officers. Now we also have Ronu DSS. Nigeria is finally gone to the dogs. Anyway, this one is waiting in talk. This one is his own opinion. Chinemeremu wrote, I'm tired of this country. Since after election, I have been facing discriminatory statements from co-workers in my workplace because of a country, not even because of myself. Understand? Because the country has become a banana republic whereby anywhere you go now, he said, I'm a Nigerian, my dear. The eye, where you look yourself, the people will even accept somebody from Iran or Iraq where they throw a bomb, from Afghanistan, before they will accept Nigerians. They have rated Nigerians with all these corrupt countries, all these never do well countries. Imagine the giant of Africa, how the mighty have fallen. Thomas Bright wrote, I don't screenshot them down just in case. Of course, make what I just want save them, because tomorrow DSS will come out and tell us their own side of the story. Brand Jude wrote, for the DSS to tweet something like this shows a very deep issue that runs through the nation's blood. It is okay. We survived before and we will strive this time. We are still we are very resilient people, and we won't go to the manipulative devices of the oppressors, according to Brand Jude. Then Ofo Ma Onyejiya, according to Onyenka, also what might as well be a plot to create a big scandal to take attention away from the presidential tribunal. Whatever they are doing, the presidential tribunal is there, so whatever they are doing, unless they go and call and arrested people, that is why they will take up the attention from them, of course, or arrest all the whole judges. But as it stands now, my dear, we know where we did. Anything that comes from this government and their agents from now on should be seen as possibly relating to the court case. All eyes on the judiciary, according to this last commentator. Well, let us proceed. Nigerian man goes blind though while trying to break Guinness World Records by crying. The Guinness World Record have given a Nigerians warning, say abeg, make una take am easy, make una take am jejely and wayoli. They do all this record breaker. Everybody now want to break record. Now this one now, he don't go use himself, cause himself blindness simply because you want to be the highest crier and you cry and go blind. Now this man, while I know they finish you, I bet make una no kill me. Tembu Ebere recently told journalists that he partially went blind while crying in an attempt to break Guinness World Records. A few days ago, the Nigerian joined the League of Other Citizens trying to break a series of Guinness World Records. Ebere had announced on social media that he would cry for 7 days non-stop to set a new record. This is coming weeks after the Nigerian chef Haid Abachi broke the record for the longest cooking marathon by an individual with a time of 93 hours and 11 minutes to stand as the highest cookanton. Speaking on his attempt to also get his name on the Guinness Book, Ebere told BBC how he forced himself to cry for 7 days for the record, but along the line, he went temporarily blind. Ebere, noting that during the non-stop cry, he experienced headaches, puffy eyes, and a swollen face, and went partially blind for 45 minutes amid his efforts. He never see anything. It's about a one-break record. Continue. I had to re-strategize and reduce my wailing. The Nigerian said, adding that he was determined to cry for 1 week, as he planned despite the difficulties he encountered. Then, as well, that one is not enough. Guinness World Record then come out now, reveal the number of applications recently received from Nigerians, people that want to break the record. Let us see how many of them. A few days ago, the Guinness World Record disclosed that they had received approximately 1,500 applications from Nigerians. Nigeria News reports. According to the body, the recent surge in the record-breaking attempts came after Nigerian chef Hida Bachi claimed the award for the longest cooking marathon by a simple individual. In a recent chat with the Legit Energy, the record body said the attention and excitement that Hida Bachi's cooking marathon gained was certainly an incentive for many Nigerians to consider attempting a Guinness World Record title. Since our record attempt, there has been a spike in applications from Nigeria, particularly for marathon records. We have received over 1,500 record applications from Nigeria since the start of May. Bachi had in May challenged the record of 87 hours 45 minutes previously set by Lata Tondon, pulling off a 100-hour attempt, according to the news. Following days of vetting by Guinness World Record, Bachi was certified to have set a 93-hour record of cookanton. Shortly after Bachi's feat, Damilola Adeparusi, another chef, started her cooking marathon for 5 days stint. Then came Adeyeye Adeola, who also attempted to upturn Bachi's record in a 150-hour spell. Also joining the fray, Temitope Adebayo, an Ibadan-based chef, went public with his intention to cook for more than 120 hours. It is also came as a shock to many when Hassan Joshua Bature, a computer science lecturer at the Federal University of Oyo Ekiti, announced plans to embark on a 150-hour teaching marathon. Morini Keji, a hairstylist, also kickstarted the braiding for over 100 hours in her hair tanton challenge. Reacting to the new surge in Nigeria to break a record, Guinness World Record, in a short statement, advised participants to properly confirm with our team before attempting to break any world record. This one is coming from the Guinness World Record. So, as if that one is not enough, breaking, EFCC denies authorization of charges against former aviation minister Stella Odua. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Nigeria's anti-corruption agency, has distanced itself from the action of police lawyer Ibrahim Mohammed, who filed a criminal charge against former Minister of Aviation, Senator Stella Adeze Odua. The agency told the Federal High Court in Abuja on Tuesday that Mohammed, a superintendent of police, was neither mandated nor authorized to press any criminal charges against Mrs. Odua, currently a senator representing Anambra North. Speaking in court, EFCC counsel Helen Okonofua stated that Mohammed, who alleged to be acting from the legal department of the force headquarters, was not authorized to represent the EFCC in prosecuting Ms. Odua on any criminal matter. Okonofua clarified that Mohammed had worked with the EFCC previously but was resigned back to the police force on November 4 of 2022. He has since had nothing to do with the EFCC, she said. The EFCC legal representatives also noted that the criminal charges filed on June 22, 2023 by the police lawyer did not have the authority or approval of the agency. She informed Justice James Omotosho that the EFCC has been investigating Mohammed as per the judge's orders. The findings from this investigation will be filed at the court registry and made available to the court at a later date, according to the news. Following this information, Justice Omotosho has set October 4, 2023 for the EFCC to formally present the investigation report to the court. Earlier on July 11, Justice Omotosho had instructed the EFCC to investigate Mohammed for filing unsupported criminal charges against the former minister in the name of the EFCC. The judge has spotted inconsistencies in the charges and queried Mohammed, who admitted that he had not been authorized by the EFCC to file the charges. In his defense, Mohammed admitted his error, attributing it to human error, according to the news. President Tinubu has no control over the price of fuel, may soon lose support, Omokri Reno warns. Former presidential aide on Tuesday declared that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not have control over the price of petrol in the country. According to him, the days when president determines the price of petrol is gone forever, with the removal of fuel subsidy and the only market forces determine the price of petrol. He made the submission in a Twitter post on Tuesday following the sudden increase in petrol price to 617 naira per litre, and some people are buying 640 as of yesterday in Oka. He tweeted, President Tinubu has no control over the price of fuel. Those days are gone forever. Market forces now control the prices of petrol, so the pressure should not be on the president over the cost of fuel. Let the Independent Petrol Marketers Association of Nigeria deal with that. What Tinubu need to do? Omokri, in his post, added that what Tinubu need to do is to increase the current minimum wage from 30,000 naira at least to 75,000 naira. He said failure to do that, the president may lose support he came into office with, according to former presidential aide. According to Reno Omokri, the Nigerian government can surely afford to pay a better wage to workers, but their greediness will never allow them to do that. What we should pressure the president is on the minimum wage. The current minimum wage of 30,000 naira is grossly inadequate when compared to the current cost of living in Nigeria. President Tinubu calls himself Asiwaju, meaning the progress that leads the way, according to the interpretation. It is not very Asiwaju like when governors are unilaterally increasing salaries to help workers cope with the rising cost of living, and Asiwaju Tinubu has not led the way. Nigeria's minimum wage should be increased to at least 75,000 naira, and once this one is done, I can tell you that many people would like to be a civil servant and will have more work at the civic center. And President Tinubu must lead the way in facilitating that, or he will soon lose the huge support base he started off with on May 29, 2023. If we have 70 billion naira for senators and representatives to buy furniture, if we have 65 billion naira to pay severance to Buhari and Osibanjo and their aides after their disastrous 8 years in office, surely Nigeria can afford to pay both public and private sector workers a living wage, he added. What Ezekwesili said as President Tinubu's government increases fuel price to 617 naira per litre. Several reactions have continued to trail the increase in fuel price in Nigeria from 539 to 617 naira per litre. Citizens woke up on Tuesday to discover several Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited filling stations across the country increased their pump prices this morning as other filling stations also followed the suit. Reacting to the development, former Minister of Education Obiageli Ezekwesili blamed politicians for subjecting the masses to suffering while they live large on the commonwealth of the nation. She tweeted, "Our people in Africa say no matter how long it takes, the stammer does eventually pronounce his surname. Someday, a Daniel will come to judgment, no matter the shenanigans and the stunts of these willy genre of politicians that swallow public resources while asking poor citizens to sacrifice." Also, Nigerian News earlier reported that the former Kaduna Central lawmaker, Senator Shehu Sani, described the increase in the price of petrol as the new reality Nigerians must face. And I told you people that this one is just for July. The suffering of August is along the line. We will soon buy petrol for 1,000 naira per liter, and then a dollar will be 1 to 1, 1,000 naira for $1. Make una just wait, because this government have never started anything. They have to carry us from where the other previous 8 years of not doing anything left us, and that is where they are carrying us to. From 750 naira they made the dollar. Now dollar is now 800 naira, both in parallel market and it's also in the official market in the bank. Taken to his Twitter page, Sani said the increase in fuel price is due to the value of the naira, saying as the nation's currency continues to lose its value, the price of fuel will continue to increase. Take it or leave it. Dollar will surely be 1,000 naira to $1, and fuel price will also arise to 1,000 naira per liter. He added that only a miracle can change the current situation. He tweeted, "Petroleum is imported with foreign currency. If the value of the foreign currency goes up, the price of petrol go up as well, especially now with the removal of subsidy." This is the energy and economic reality we have to live with until manna comes or miracle happens, according to Shehu Sani. U.S. Department of State, FBI, give a possible date to release President Tinubu's criminal case and immigration records and other criminal records. The United States, U.S. Department and Federal Bureau of Investigation, or ABI, have revealed when they will release Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu's criminal and immigration records to the public. So what are you people waiting for until the court decide, right? In a court document cited by journalists, the ABI and the U.S. State Department cited unusual circumstances for the inability to release the records to the public yet. While reacting to a Freedom of Information request, the U.S. authorities said that even if they were to release the demanded records of the Nigerian president, it will be at least until January 2020 before they could do so. By then, by then what happened? What good will that do? What good will that do? This thing they have been demanding even before the election until they sworn in. Ndara, you people will come out tomorrow and tell us that you are practicing democracy. But you have no any single respect for the rule of law or even for the people who this person is going to govern. Nigerians learned that a civil lawsuit has now been filed over the matter before Judge Barry Howell of the United States District Court for the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. Tinubu's criminal record on demand. Before now, an American public disclosure activist, Aaron Greenspan, had filed a request to the FBI, State Department, Department of Treasury, and the Drug Enforcement Administration, among federal and local agencies, seeking an urgent release of Tinubu's immigration and criminal records. Nigerians learned that the demand was made following Tinubu's claims in court that he did not commit any crime during his stay in the United States. President Tinubu is also said to have asserted ownership of his identity, despite strong indications he might have changed names and education records in the past. Recall that there have been a series of controversies over President Tinubu's real identity. Tinubu's contradictory records. The former governor of Lagos State educational records contain omissions and contradictions that are yet to be clear to the general public. For instance, the Nigerian president has said under oath to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, while taken to be Lagos governor in 1999, that he attended the prestigious University of Chicago. The university has since disowned Tinubu. Another American school, Chicago State University, confirmed Bola Tinubu attended the school, but did not say whether it was a Nigerian president. A Nigerian president. Documents from the school show that a person bearing Bola Tinubu who attended the school in 1970s was a female. Tinubu also stated under the oath in 1999 that he attended primary and secondary schools in Lagos and Ibadan in the 1950s and 1960s. But he expunged those assertions from his latest INEC application form, and ahead of this year's general election in February, he did not explain why he removed the claims. Although there was no evidence that the primary school he said he attended ever existed in Nigeria. Record that Tinubu was also named as a launderer of proceeds of drugs trafficking in the U.S. court documents in 1993. He reportedly forfeited 460,000 naira at the time. The record formed a key part of an ongoing challenge to Mr. Tinubu's election as president of Nigeria before a tribunal hearing election petition in Abuja. This prompted Mr. Greenspan, who runs a plain state site, a website that holds files from American courts and institutions, to file multiple requests to the U.S. authorities in possession of documents that could help clarify some of the crucial questions upsetting the Nigerian minds. The State Department is believed to have records of whether or not the person who applied for a U.S. visa and traveled as Bola Tinubu in the 1970s is the same person running Nigeria today. Made them clear this mind, but they refuse to do so. However, the FBI is expected to throw more light on how Tinubu became involved in the drugs in the U.S. and other criminal charges that he might have faced, but which were not in public records. This office will not be able to respond within the 20 days provided by the statute due to the unusual circumstances. The State Department said in May 15, 2023, letter to Mr. Greenspan. Previously, on August 4, 2022, the FBI sent a message to Mr. Greenspan saying, please be advised that unusual circumstances apply to the processing of your request. But on March 22, 2023, the FBI said it will try to release all documents relating to the Tinubu in its possession, but not until January 2026 at the earliest. Other agencies, including the Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, and the Drug Enforcement Administration, also said they will release the documents on the same grounds. The FBI also said Mr. Greenspan failed to demonstrate that the request information is in the public interest because it is likely to contribute significantly to public understanding of the operation and activities of the government. However, the activists promptly responded by detailing how Tinubu's drug forfeiture case in Chicago drew the most eyes to his organization website over the past year. The website has over 15 million records. All the agencies have now been summoned to appear in court to show cause why records relating to the Nigerian president were deemed unusual and inconsequential to be released to the public. On July 17, Assistant U.S. Attorney Jared Littman entered an appearance as a lawyer representing all the agencies and promptly requested a delay until August 28, 2023 to file a response to the lawsuit, which was